The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials trading up 333. Nasdaq's up 230. S&Ps are up 62. That's a gain inside the Nasdaq Composite, folks, of 2.1%, 1.3% in the S&Ps, and 1.2% in the Dow Industrials. Gold caught a bid out here. We're up 20 bucks, 1968. You got silver up 53 cents, $27.39 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $37.27 a barrel. Notes and bonds. 10-year flat, 139.19. The 30-year up 3 at 176.22. And King Dollar down 425 ticks, 92.908. Euro's at 118. The yen's at 105.67. And the British pound is at 129 to 1 US dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Boy, we got a lot of green on the board with a lot of stories, man. You got Oracle, right? You had NVIDIA. You were sending me that story about immunodynamics, or immunomedics, excuse me. Just a lot to start the week off, for
Isn't
sure.
that amazing? Immunomedics, $8, folks, in March to $88. In fact, the premium was 100%, which is very unusual, by the way, on takeovers. I mean, takeovers, you're going to buy a company, 15, 20%, 100%. Sure. Man, oh man, And evidently that cancer drug must be amazing because their gross revenues were hardly nothing. And they still had a $19 billion market cap before they come in with a $44 billion market cap.
Sure, right. Yeah.
Pretty amazing. And Oracle's a trip. This is like, this is certainly, folks, okay, this is a friend of the administration in a monster way. And I suspected that, which I said plenty of times on the air, it would seem like Oracle wouldn't be able to get it, but guess what? The bottom
I think
line,
we need your chart when you get a chance. But yeah, Larry Ellison, man, he wants it. He's going to go after it, man. One of the richest guys in the world.
Yep.
And he wants to be a player in that arena. And I guess he came in with the best bid. Be interesting to see how it goes because, one of the things one of the articles talked about when I was reading them is, Oracle's really not in the cloud, man. And it's all about where that data is going to be stored in the cloud. So that'll be a story that gets written about for the foreseeable future for sure. But Microsoft, man, not missing a beat. They're up about 1.5% today. So the market is not worried that Microsoft's not getting into the TikTok business.
No, they're not. Now, Check this out. This is pretty wild. So first, let's do this. We'll look at the NQ. I'm going to go to the Z contract because we're rolling right now, folks. Okay, and the Z's, the December has more contracts, just barely, but by tomorrow it'll have all of them. So when we take a look at this, what you're going to see here is this. The last 5 days we haven't held price. So it's going to get really intriguing today when we get up to this 343, I think it is. 11,343, I think is the number. We got to 11,315. We'll see whether they can make the 343. That's going to be, basically telling because inside of the NDX 100 now it's up good, but look at this, man. There's only one stock inside of the NDX 100 that is red.
Dollar Tree, what's happening?
Well, it's pretty amazing. I mean, so with that, my point is that's telling me that the NDX should have been up a lot more than this. But,
sure.
We'll see. I mean, we only have one stock, and, it's just barely in the red. It's like, okay, man, NVIDIA's got quite a bit out here this morning. This is like intense, man. They love that they bought that. Are they going to buy ARMS off of, I guess, SoftBank?
Yes. So they're buying ARM Holdings from SoftBank, $40 billion deal. They design architecture for mobile chips used in almost every mobile device in the world, from iPhones to just practically every Android device, is the headline there. And SoftBank bought that for $31.4 billion in 2016. So interesting, right? You say, okay, they bought it for $30 billion, you sell it for $40 billion. Not a bad deal, man. But when you look at what the market's done since then, right?
Okay,
cool. you back up the market in terms of where it's been. It's, a 33% increase. Yeah, but SoftBank, they need the cash. They're selling it off. Either way, NVIDIA looks to be well positioned with they'll have more in their arsenal for chips at this point.
Yeah, and as you said, what would happen, folks, if SoftBank didn't need money, they wouldn't be selling that off, because that's not it's not an extraordinary gain, not in this market. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Dollar-wise, I mean, you got to love it, right?
$10 billion over 4 years, right? Not bad. Not bad.
Let's go take a look at that gold market. So what we have out here with gold is that gold tried to break its consolidation last week, as well as the equities, folks. Okay, and what you got is that we got the volume on it last Wednesday, I believe, but they gave it up on price. Well, we're going to go for it again. So we'll see how this. Let's see, was this Friday? Last Thursday. We got up to the 1975. You had an expansion of volume, and then bang, just gives it up on price. Now that was the whole sector. Also, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you look in the XAU, the HUI, the individual equities, all of the above. That's what we had happening out here. If we go into silver, you take a look at silver. Silver's up 53 cents. Same setup. So, it's going to be a big week out here. We get the Fed meeting for 2 days. I mean, I think it's going to be the same, lower for longer, but, we'll find out. I don't see any shocks coming from the Fed at this particular point, And the good old dollar, man, this is just so strange about the dollar. The dollar, every time that it looks like it's going to basically trying to make it, and it just fails. So we'll see, if in fact this thing can get down into these lower swing areas. It has not got to its major swing yet, which is 93,991. We made it to 93,662 last week.
Okay. And pretty interesting, right? I talked about on my program in terms of just, the VIX backing off dramatically. We're at 25.77. We talked about it on Friday. You could say it was kind of an indicator even on Friday, right? Saying nobody has any fear in this market, man. Even when you had the S&P almost back at the levels that you were at when you had the VIX spiking at 38. So you had the market popping almost 2% to start off Monday trading, VIX at 25. And we are exactly 50 days out from the presidential election, man. That looks to be one of the most contested political events of our country's history, man, with some volatility. And, if I was a betting man, I would bet that the election will not be decided on election night just because of the way that mail-in ballots get counted. A lot of states don't even start counting mail-in ballots. It's how democracy works, folks. It's not a problem. They just start counting them on election day. So you're not going to have all of those counts on election day, and that's going to provide some volatility, man. 50 days is going to fly, man.
Oh, my God. It's hard to comprehend. And,
it is.
Well, we can feel it down in Florida now because fall just came in. Don't you think, Tom, over the weekend?
I can feel it because there's political ads every other time I watch it. But no, it's, well, what we got this weekend, right, was that storm. So we had a lot of rain and a lot of wind and some cooler weather for the first time because there was no sun with all those clouds, a little rain, a little wind. It was nice, man. I took a nice walk on Saturday night kind of at 6 or 7 o'clock, and it was beautiful out, man, right after that rain stopped. So I feel you.
And Tampa Bay lost. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Patriots won. That's all right. Keep going.
Oh, my God. Stay right there. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up 377, Nasdaq's up 242, S&Ps are up 64. And, what is intriguing out here today, folks, is that you have the aspect that Asia, bottom line, was up slightly last night. Europe is mixed, man. And so we're up quite a bit in the context of these other markets, which is unusual. That's the bottom line. Doesn't mean you can't hold the gains, but it's something you want to basically keep your eye on out here.
Yeah, so we had football coming back yesterday, right? Pretty awesome. I haven't dug into the numbers. We got enough going on with the market this morning, but I wonder what the numbers are going to be. I imagine they're going to be pretty off the charts, man. People are starved for some good sports, right?
Right.
Some good football. And yeah, so it was great to have football back, man. It started Thursday night. Patriots under the helm of Cam Newton, they got a victory. Brady, man, he marched right down the field for Tampa Bay on the first drive, scored a rushing touchdown to kick off his time in Tampa Bay. But that was kind of the highlight of that game, man. Unfortunately, they had a lot of penalties, a little bit of sloppy action. I was talking to friends yesterday. It's pretty interesting when you think about, right? So for the first time, they had no preseason games to start with.
Right.
That's a nice tune-up. Of course, you had a delay in whether it was, off-field activities, OTAs, preseason, just in terms of being able to get together with your team and practice. And when you have players jump in teams, especially like Brady, going a whole new team, a whole new offense, all that stuff, it's got to be tough for week one. That's kind of maybe the optimistic spin of, it's a tough deal, man, when you come into a whole new team under this type of environment where you have no preseason. You have a shortened time to be able to get with all of your, new teammates, like that. But pretty cool to see
So
football
that's
back out
interesting.
there.
So I love that Brady started out like that. It looked like in the middle of the game he got it going for a bit and then it just fell apart. But the sloppiness is pretty intense. There's no doubt.
Yeah. And that's usually that's how it goes in week one, man. Especially when you got no preseason games to boot too. I mean that's those players are not in midseason form as they call it, right? Midseason form for a reason.
So Cam Newton is now Patriots quarterback, huh?
He sure is, man.
Wow.
They picked him up for $7.5 million, I think, in the offseason. Now, he struggled a lot. He had injuries last year. He bowed out, I think, in the middle of the season where they just called it quits.
Okay.
So he had struggled a lot, but in his heyday, man, he was quite the quarterback. And he's only 31 years old, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. He looked pretty good yesterday. For the Pats, for sure.
Yeah. It was surprising, if you saw that, the Patriots and New Orleans folks, is that Drew Brees, they had the stats between Brady and Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Drew Brees beat him in every single stat.
Except for Super Bowl victories.
Exactly. No, except the killer. You got to be the killer.
Yeah.
Drew Brees only had one. He had six. Yeah. That's what I found that so intriguing that, guess what? You can have the stat, man, but who's going to win? Yeah.
Oh, listen. Yeah, that's why Brady's the best out there, man. 6 Super Bowl victories, 9 Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Breeze is he's a future Hall of Famer, obviously, in his own right, man. Number one across the board, right? What was it for, yards, completions? Because Breeze is 41.
I forgot what they put up, but we saw the same thing.
I saw the graphic, right? And so Breeze almost retired last year as well. It was on the fence. And one of the stories that kind of emerged over the weekend is that if Breeze had retired, that the Saints were going to go hard for Brady,
right?
And that they probably would have been the team that secured him, and that Brady would have went there. And Breeze decided to come back for 2 years, and then 4 days after that announcement, Tampa Bay signed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild. Football, it's back, man. And we got Monday night. It's pretty cool, man, for sure. One of the other things that was cool, just a storyline out there, I'm sure if people were watching, you heard fans in the stadium, right? Now, KC had some fans Thursday night. A lot of the stadiums having no fans. But that was a result of the production going on. And they actually have NFL Films has so much sound from fans that they have all the fans from every individual stadium. So it's a post-production deal where in the stadium, that's not going on, right? But for TV, that's why it seems so normal that they're piping in fan sounds that don't even exist to create that normalcy. And it did create that normalcy, man. But they'd have literally the buttons ready for a cheer, for this, for that. And it was all hometown fans, supposedly, from how it was going. Pretty cool, though.
That is. I really like the idea that that you could actually hear the quarterbacks. Because even with the fans there, you can hear the quarterbacks a lot more than you ever did. You know what I mean? Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Totally. And that's one of the reasons they were saying maybe all those false starts, offsides, that the defense was jumping a lot more because they always can't hear the quarterback with his fake snap hikes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when the stadium's silent, the defense, at least for the Bucs, man, they kept jumping off sides because they could probably hear that quarterback crystal clear, more so than they're used to.
Too much.
I know. Pretty cool.
Let's get over and take a look at this. So we got an Eco Eagle is making the run here, folks. It's going to get intriguing. So you get an Eco Eagle up $4.43. You get the swing high out here at $84.66, and this looks like it's going to be a monster ABC up. You already get 931,000 shares traded. You only need 1.6 million, and if that's what you get, this is a monster, man. This is like 85. Oh no. Yeah, 55 to 85. You get a 30.8 to B, and you're talking 105. So this is quite a move. Let me just see if they're saying anything here. No, they're just buying it. That's the bottom line, man.
Yep.
They're just buying it. So, and I mean,
gold. I was just saying, gold quite a charge higher just since 7 in the morning, man. You were at 1947. You're up 1970 almost right now. Yeah.
And this very well, so you got one ABC, and this very well could be a much larger ABC, which would be really a mind blower because if I bring this back, I was doing this last night when I was doing the gold report. You get 69, and you get 31, so you get almost 40. Well, that brings you to the same place, though. Yeah, this is you get an ABC inside an ABC, so that's a good situation, folks. If you happen to be in the metals market. Because if they start doing ABC structures on the way up again, bottom line is that most of the time You get the strongest ones that start it, next ones follow it, next ones follow it, and the market is so small that it doesn't take a lot to really go after it. So. Let's take a look out here. So some of the higher volume equities. We know who number one is. How do you pronounce that?
Sorry, let me give you a try. Immunomedics, I believe. Immunomedics.
Okay,
yeah.
So that is up beyond belief.
Took me about 4 or 5 times through my program to get it. Finally.
Yeah. And so that's the king dog out here today, volume-wise. Then you get Apple's up 294. Tesla's up. Go ahead.
I was just going to say they have their big dog and pony show tomorrow, of course, so maybe getting a little bit of a jump on that, with the market, but they'll be launching their products tomorrow virtually. Now, not the iPhone. I was looking at it this weekend because I'm waiting for that iPhone 12 or whatever it's going to be called, but they're going to be talking about everything else they might be coming out with virtually tomorrow.
Yeah, and the way Apple's trading it, it's not trading that impressively. There's no doubt. The chip stocks, however, because of ARM's getting taken over, are impressive out here today. You got Micron up $3. You got NVIDIA's the king dog up 37.
Seriously.
Yeah, big time. Stay right there. Tommy and I are coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. We have the Dow Industrials up 380, Nasdaq up 254, S&P's up 66. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 376, Nasdaq's up 257, S&Ps are up 66. We get gold up 20, you got the silver up 50, and bottom line is that King Dollar still can't handle price, man. So, and then we get the Fed, Tom. The Fed Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, I was reading about that in your gold report this week. So, yeah, pretty cool. See what they have to say, right? No surprises probably expected as you put in that gold report. But, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they say.
No, there's no doubt. And, you know, what we have right now, folks, is that you have the 10-year yielding 0.66 of 1%. And it was last week, the reports on the mortgage market last week, it was the lowest in 50 years. The average is 2.78, which is that's the average. That's like pretty amazing. It actually blows my mind.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like, did some of them come in at 2.4 or 2.5? You know, it's like, wow, 2.78 average, man, is pretty intense, man. No doubt.
And how about, you know, I was just reading about, I guess, the Oracle saga going on this morning, that they actually got halted for a brief period, talking about Chinese state media saying it wasn't going to happen with Oracle. So I wonder how that saga continues to play out, man, as the politics come into things with China and the U.S. and Trump and Ellison. But that was part of the reason why you saw a little volatility to the downside on the open, still up, 6%. So
yes.
But a lot of conflicting stories coming out. Chinese state media throwing a wrench in there a little bit this morning.
Oh, there's no doubt that. Listen, as of Sunday afternoon. Let's see, Saturday. Which day? I send the charts over to Sunday, right? So Sunday afternoon. It was reported that the state media said, hey, man, they're not giving up their software, the code, period. Okay? I mean, and then all of a sudden I woke up this morning saying that, the bottom line is that Oracle.
I know.
So
said neither Microsoft or Oracle is going to own TikTok is what this is. And what do they call it now? The wording is going to be interesting here. Trusted technology partner.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah.
No, it's going to be intriguing here, man, because and what we all should get out of all the things that happen technology-wise, that technology is the name of the game. There's no matter what you think of all these social programs and all that, folks, okay, you want to rule the world, guess what? You're getting elected by ruling the world, by technology, all of the above, because people pay attention to it, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever you push out there, that's the name of the game, right? It might be right, it might be wrong, it might be accurate, it might be not accurate, but it's real. Meaning that.
Well, listen, that's why I feel at least that we need some regulations, at least around political advertising on all those social media sites, because I mean, folks, we have election regulations for political advertising. That's why you see, this paid for by Trump for president, paid for by Biden for president, right? Paid for by Political Action Committee, etc. Right. You have to list who it is, because if you could just run ads 24/7 from God knows who saying God knows what, man, which is basically what has been happening on social media. So hopefully, not sure it's going to happen in terms of the ads by this election, but you got to make it happen, man, because it's getting pretty sloppy across the board in terms of what gets thrown out there.
Oh, there's no doubt. I'm wondering, like when we had the radio station. It's not like we checked what the ads were, but I'm wondering if mainline broadcasting can actually do that. Do
what?
I guess they put out a bunch of lies, man. On the ads. You know what I'm saying? I forget. I think we were only regulated to the point that you can only charge them so much money, whatever that charge was 60 days prior to that. I think that was and they had to pay up front. I think that was it, but. I guess it just wasn't as blatant. That's before.
And what happens is there's a lot of election laws for federal election laws, and ignorance is not an excuse for breaking the law, as we all know. So those campaigns become accountable no matter what, and I'm sure. But, I don't know how that falls down to everything going on there, but.
Yeah. The bottom line is social media has it made compared to the broadcast networks.
They do. And that's what, the government struggles to keep up with technology many times, man. I mean, just in terms of the privacy as well. Completely different subject, in terms of privacy, but government is failing miserably to protect our privacy from technology, man.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
So we're going to switch gears, folks. We're going to go over and we're going to take a look at the lumber market, because what you're going to see here, this basically affects everyone. This contract here, so the high in this contract was 820, which was on the 28th of August. that we came down to 583, and now we're back up to 669. Now look at this number here. Let me see. Let me find this. There it is right here. You're going to see what has happened because of this. You know, this got a little leg in it, but the bottom line is that you can see the North American lumber industry is having its craziest year in memory, and that was before the wildfires. Warehouse of the continent's biggest wood producer said Friday that the blazes have blanketed much of the western U.S. sky. In orange, of course, all employees were safe. That's the second national disaster to rock the industry in 2020. But this is what you want to be looking at. In the wake of the volatility, futures have climbed 50% this year, even after falling from the record high last month. That being said, I'm trying to get you the average price. What this is adding to the average price of a house, folks. It's a big number.
Okay.
So lumber prices, okay. Now, here it is right here. Lumber price swings have rippled through the country, boosted by higher material costs. The average new single-family home sells for $16,148 more in August than it did in mid-April, according to the National Association of Home Builders. The average price of new multifamily home has increased by $6,000 in the same period. So I would say the average price of new, that's the one you got to look at. Because, you know, you're going to have an upcharge anyway, just in time-wise, never mind, you know, the lumber aspect of it. But
I would say they make a little bit of a leap there just to automatically say,
yeah,
the average boosted by higher material costs, the price to buy a house is going up $16,000. It's like, well, we know the housing market's on fire, let alone what's going on in lumber, right? Both could be occurring.
Both is occurring, exactly.
Yeah,
that should have been clarified. There's no doubt.
Quick leap that is not quite an automatic correlation, to put it.
That's right. It's a combination.
It's a factor for sure, right? When you're selling it, man, the inputs that go into a product, if they start rising, of course you're going to. But, you know, housing prices would probably be going up no matter what the price of lumber was going up. So it's only just adding to it, I'm sure. But yeah, that's crazy, man. In terms of, look at that chart. Can't deny what that chart's doing, man. My goodness.
And, you know, what does happen, and you know, it's just interesting, folks. Okay, if you've seen, I'll find you a couple houses. You're going to see there's been a modern building style that's been going on for a good amount of time, like 7, 8, 9 years. But you're going to see more of it, because what happens is that when they're doing, instead of a house that has the roof gables that are coming up like that, you see a lot of them that they're putting a small one on top of another one. I'll get a picture of it. And the reason is that the trusses, instead of let's say I build a 2,000 square foot main house, and the trusses alone in that basically run about $19,000 to $21,000. If you don't do that, and you do the smaller level, now you're bringing that down to $2,000. But that's why, and they're good-looking houses. They're just different type of looking houses.
Yep.
But that's why you're seeing more of those these days. You know.
Okay.
Dow Industrial's up 341, Nasdaq's up 248, S&P's up 63. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com. Then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 352, Nasdaq's up 235, S&Ps are up 64, and I'm not sure, Tom, who's buying Nikolai. Is that Nikolai? Nikola. But the bottom line, folks, is that this was trading at $22.75. You're at $33.38. And boy, this is a dangerous thing to buy, but let's see what they're saying out here. So, okay, Nikola made a fuller throttle denial of the report last week that claimed the electric truck maker has deceived investors. Let's see what they say.
Yeah, so let's see what they say. They pushed back, right? Go for it. They overstated the capabilities of some. They're pushing back on the allegations. They overstated it. Some of the responses to claims by Hindenburg, which stands to gain, of course, they're short, are more counter-arguments than rebuttals. For example, the short seller took the company to task for claiming to have been working on its own inverters by releasing a video recently that showed it had been using another company's component with a piece of tape covering the product. Nikola confirmed that it does use third-party components, but they may be swapped out for its own parts in production versions. I was reading about it, man, and one of the articles I read this weekend said, listen, one of the allegations was that when they brought out one of their trucks and had a video of it, that they were saying that basically they took the truck, pulled it to a top of a hill, and then videoed it gliding down the hill. And they said, right away, you just have to release video of that full test. And immediately you squash maybe one of the most...
top of the hill?
Yeah, you squash one of the most tantalizing facts of what they're saying, at least, right?
Right.
So there was a lot of stuff just commonsensically, if you said that if everything was bogus that they were alleging, there could have been some quick stuff you could have put out in at least just a PR battle.
Oh, yeah, here it is here. And one of the critiques, Hindenburg panned Nikola, the company's first semi-truck, calling it not a real truck because it lacked key components.
Yep. And Bloomberg had written a story that basically it was just, a pusher, as they call it. And they had said that it was not a pusher, quote unquote. And so that alone should raise red flags through the ceiling, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more technical stuff that's listed in there that's way over my head, right? But when you start seeing stuff like that, and even somebody like myself that understands nothing about the technology of these companies, I say, well, geez, they're kind of right, man. If and that so right off the bat, that they're pushing out cars that are basically boxes on wheels with nothing underneath.
Yeah,
and that's a scary notion when you got a company that still today is worth $12.5 billion.
That's insane. Yeah. This is what happens at highs of markets, though, folks. That's the bottom line. The greed factor is unbelievable, and well, you can see it today. I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see if they all may be right, but there's enough in there that my take is that this thing is going to end up being a mess, because they went through the aspect of they claimed that they were going to do all the production, and then as to the other people that are doing the production, it's almost you're subcontracting everything. So they're trying to make a truck by subcontracting everything, and maybe that works, folks. Okay. And then one of the biggest things, it was interesting, because you hear Dave White talk about all the time that he gets a lot of calls on batteries, right?
Yeah.
And he got a call last week about, a battery can go 1,000 miles, right? And it was great because, I said, wow, this is interesting, man. And then the question was, yes, well, how much does that battery cost? Well, if the battery costs $1 million, well, guess what, folks? That doesn't matter, okay? Which is really important. And inside of their deal also, that's where it's really gray as to, how is this going to work? And what are these going to cost? So it's pretty wild, man. We'll see. We'll see if another one's going to get out in the tubes. Man. We're going to see if another one is going to be. Yeah, is there another Elizabeth Holmes? That's what people should be asking, man.
Yes, for sure, totally.
Yeah, another Elizabeth Holmes. That'd be so strange, man, because she took so many big investors to the cleaners, and if in fact she took GM, I mean, if they took GM to the cleaners, it would be really amazing. Not that GM lost any money yet, but just in the aspect that they didn't do enough work to really realize that. I mean, wouldn't you just say, give me a ride in one of those things, right? If I was putting $2 billion, they're putting $20 billion, right? Was it
$2 billion? $2 billion.
Even $2 billion for them. I mean, they just give me a quick ride, man. Let me see how this goes, right?
I hear you, man.
Wild.
Yeah.
877-927-6648. Let's go look at the NQs. So what we did out here, folks, we went up and tested the high. And when we were just starting this program, it was the aspect of that's what we were looking at here. And the high that we're talking about here was the high of Friday. Whoops, there she is. So that number there was the 11,356. We made it to 11,362. Now the kick is going to be, can it hold it? This is where the battle's going to be on up here. And what has happened is that as we get up there, you can see the volume contracted pretty dramatically. We made a high up there with 3,400 contracts. Then we come off the high with 4,300. So the battle's going to be right here. Let me just see in the S&Ps. It probably did in the S&Ps. Yes. So I don't think the S&Ps ever got that high Friday. Yeah, we're way over the highs of Friday on the S&Ps. Yeah, the highs of the S&Ps is 33.64. We're 20 bucks over that. So that's coming into the downdraft of last Thursday. But my take is that the NDX is more important at this. Well, because of the fact that the NDX brings us up, brings us down. That's my point.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, how about, can we take a look at Lennar? Pretty sure they got their numbers coming out after the bell tonight. Could you check that out?
So let's take a look. So you got Lennar Corporation, lows 25, the highs 80. Yeah, they're coming out today. They're going to be looking for 5.5 to the top line, $1.57 to the bottom line.
Okay.
Let's see.
I got the Thinkorswim platforms pricing in about a $4.42 move on the options after the bell on their numbers.
Oh, this is
so decent move, almost more than a 5% move, right?
It is. And I tell you, I like the setup. This is a high-end consolidation, and we pushed with volume. Let's see, on the 21st of August, you pull back with light volume. You push. Now, see this on Friday. I actually like it when this happens. You're pushing with extraordinary volume, but you didn't. It stayed up, but not as much as you'd think it would. Do you know what I mean? So that's telling me this thing wants to break the top of this 80.
I find it so intriguing how many variables go into this one, right? In terms of the economy, the housing market.
There's no doubt. I was talking to John Walsh over the weekend, our cousin, folks, okay? We were talking about South Boston. We were talking about prices. It's like, it's so far over the top up in Boston what they're still getting for properties. And it's like, he's saying to me, would you really buy a property at like $1.5 million and you don't know what's happening in the future?
A year ago, I might, man. With COVID, with people not working in cities, I'd be a little dicey right now, man.
Yeah. Stay right there. Tom and I come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks and commodities, along with specific recommendations including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 350, Nasdaq's up 239, S&P's up 63, and our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, folks, is going to be coming up this Wednesday. He's going to be doing a live workshop, 9 a.m. to 4:30, Tom?
you know what? If this market keeps going up the way it is today, maybe we'll have a new peak all-time high above 35.87, man. But yeah, Basil will be in there Wednesday, man, 48 hours from right now. He'll be doing an all-day webinar, the technical tools based on the Chapman Wave methodology, explained live, a detailed all-day online course. He'll kick things off at 9 in the morning, man. He'll have 30 minutes with attendees in there before the market begins. 9 a.m. till noon, 3-hour session. Take a brief lunch period. 1 till 4, another 3-hour session. He'll wrap things up after the market closed from 4 till 4:30, and he's going to be going over his entire Chapman Wave methodology system. When you sign up, you'll get an emailed booklet with the key techniques. You can start going over that and get ready for Wednesday. You'll also get immediate access to the opening call, $128 value. All of that, $395, and the whole course will be archived, man. So you can go in there as many times as you want for as long as you want. Watch that course with Basil, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be jumping in there when I can on Wednesday, as I usually like to, myself as well. He always does a phenomenal job, man. Basil,
yes.
On top of being a great trader, of course, he is a phenomenal educator, which is so important when you're going to these classes, that he can explain kind of, what he's thinking so well.
No doubt. And it's very easy to come to, folks. Just go to TFNN. You're going to see right into the featured content. You'll see the webinar right there. You can just basically hit subscribe. And, of course, with that webinar, you're going to get his great newsletter for a full month also, with those 9 archives that are inside of that newsletter, right?
Pretty cool, totally.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. We can think of swim coming up next to that man, Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave. Wait, I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Bam! Look at him, folks.